Hey Facebook, hopefully you can hear me. So I've got Instagram and Facebook going all at the same time. So this is the first time ever that I have done a grocery haul, but I actually just had my groceries delivered. I think that if you are strapped for time and you are just like, if you just hate going to the grocery store as much as I do, just because it's so chaotic, then I highly recommend getting your groceries delivered. And I apologize if you put any comments. I'm not going to be able to see them till the end, but I will answer any questions that you guys might have about what I'm talking about. And if you are catching this on the replay, let me know, or if you're catching it live, also let me know. But I'm actually going to come over here and fix the camera and see if that works out a little bit better. Okay, so as you guys know, because I've been just talking about it on social media, but today is day one of the Fast Track to Fit, and I am just so excited. But I just wanted to come on here because I get a lot of questions as people are starting out the new year or even a new round with the Fast Track to Fit of what types of groceries they should be getting. And one of the biggest questions I get is some people will say, oh, I'm such a picky eater, I don't think that I could follow another meal plan. And I can say with the Fast Track to Fit, we follow the if it fits your macros mentality. So if you are vegan, if you're vegetarian, if you're super picky, if you're celiac, gluten-free, whatever it is, you can make this plan work for you. So it's not just a one size fits all. It is very fluid and very flexible. And again, I always talk about the Fast Track to Fit being a lifestyle that you implement into your life, not the other way around, not having to change your habits to fitting the Fast Track to Fit. So this is kind of a basic haul. We have a lot of like the condiments and things in our pantry. And so just wanted to show you guys, this is pretty much like I really order my groceries pretty much every single week, and then I'll go throughout the week and slowly, you know, grab groceries here and there if I'm missing an ingredient or whatever. So in my instant cart, I pretty much have like my favorites, and I just click, 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 and I buy everything. And so these are really the staples. Everything that I am planning for this next week of meals is from the Fast Track to Fit cookbook. So if you are new around here, let me show you what it looks like. So this is the Fast Track to Fit cookbook, and this is what it looks like printed out. It's so pretty. Shout out to Kristen Jordan, or Kristen Solon, sorry now, for designing this for me. But it is so awesome. So as you know, with the Fast Track to Fit, the way that we track our macros is through carb cycling. So we intentionally do a variation of carbohydrates, you know, every few days. So sometimes we'll do high carb days and sometimes we'll do low carb days. So with this cookbook, it actually has the high carb and low carb days sectioned out. So you could go straight to a high carb section, and then we have the same thing for a low carb section. So the way that I like to plan out my week is I don't want to be cooking every single night. And usually on Friday nights, Jordan and I will go out for date night, and probably Saturdays is usually when we'll cook in. But so what I usually do is I plan 3 to 4 meals, like 3 to 4 dinners that I'll be cooking. And so those are basically what my groceries are going to be based on. And then I plan my macros around dinner. And so that's what really makes it more simple for me, and that's what makes it more simple for my ladies. So what I have done this week, every single meal that I'm planning is from the cookbook. So I am doing a Mexican themed night. So we're doing chicken tacos, we're doing pork tenderloin, we're doing Salisbury steak, and I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I think that's the 3 that we're doing. And then I always get marinara sauce or some spaghetti sauce, because if you're just kind of like not feeling like cooking, spaghetti is the simplest macro-friendly meal that you can possibly make. So if you're new and you want the cookbook, let me know and I'll send you the link for that. But it just makes meal prepping very, very simple. So I'll go through, I have recently become gluten-free, and that has been since Thanksgiving. So I even went through Christmas and New Year's being gluten-free 100%. And so super excited about that. So some of the things that you're gonna see here are things that are gluten-free and things that I recommend that are gluten-free, because gluten-free doesn't always mean gluten-friendly. And so, or I guess it always means gluten-friendly, but it doesn't always mean like health-friendly. So a lot of times if they're taking gluten out, they're pumping tons of other chemicals in there to make up for space and flavor and things like that. So these are the cleanest gluten-free things that I have found. And actually, my mother-in-law went gluten-free about 2 years ago and completely reversed her Hashimoto's. So Hashimoto's is an autoimmune disease that affects your thyroid, and she has completely reversed it by going gluten-free and cleaning up her diet. So if Hashimoto's is something that you struggle with, you know, feel free to message me. I have a lot of experience with that. So okay, so where to start? So I guess I'll just kind of start with my meat. So these are just very basic, pretty much meats that you can find probably anywhere. I really try to get no antibiotics, no hormones, things like that, organic if you can. So I just got some chicken breasts, some ground turkey patties. This is going to be for the Salisbury steak today because it's a high carb day, so I wanted a leaner meat to go with my mashed potatoes that I'm going to be having with my Salisbury steak. So I got the pre-made patties, y'all, like not trying to overcomplicate things, just make it very simple. So if you can get anything pre-chopped, pre-sized, pre-portioned, like go for it. So I did the pre-made turkey patties, and this is what I'm going to make tonight whenever I make my Salisbury steak. Again, it's no added hormones, no antibiotics. And then I always like to get some ground turkey just to have in the freezer. And again, this is probably one of those spaghetti nights. If I'm like not feeling like cooking, I'll just throw this in the pan. And then I also got some grass-fed ground beef. So this is going to be for a low carb day. Ground beef, red beef, it's a higher fat. And so on low carb day, you want lots of fats to fill you up and keep you satiated. So I always recommend, if you're a red meat eater, if you love steak, things like that, to save it for your low carb days. And then I also got this Jenny O turkey sausage. This is so good, you guys. Like if you love hot turkey, or if you love hot breakfast sausage, you love breakfast tacos, things like that, I highly recommend this hot turkey sausage. And then I also got some bacon just to have for this weekend. Another thing I guess I got is pork tenderloin. I did a freezer clean out, you know, before the holidays. And so I was out of a lot of my proteins and things that I usually keep frozen in my refrigerator. So I went ahead and got a pork tenderloin as well. This comes with 2. So I'll just make one, freeze the other one, and have it for later. So one of the things I'm really bummed about, because I wanted to talk to you guys about turkey meat and what to look for in turkey meat. So I got some turkey meat to make the pesto turkey sandwiches that are in the cookbook. And on Instacart, the one thing that I have, like, you know, beef with is that you can't really see the ingredients. It's hard to find the ingredients. So one thing that I look for in turkey meat or deli meat is carrageenan. This is also sometimes found in like your almond milks as a preservative. It's a chemical. It's actually from seaweed, but it's put in there for no reason, and it can cause a lot of inflammation in your body. So I'm really bummed out because I bought 2 of these, and they are, you know, probably going to get donated or something, because I'm just not going to eat them because we don't eat carrageenan. So that's some of the things that you want to look for whenever you are looking for your deli meats. A couple other things. So like I said, I went gluten-free. So most tortilla chips are like corn, which would qualify as gluten-free, but these are actually grain-free Siete tortilla chips. These are my favorite tortilla chips. They're so clean. They're made with cassava root or cassava flour, avocado oil, coconut flour, and they are such clean ingredients. There's like 5 ingredients in here. So really, really good for you. The other Siete product that I like to get, so this is going to be obviously for my chicken taco night. These are actually soft tortillas once you put them in the microwave, or you put them in your pan and saute them a little bit. This again is made with the cassava flour, so it makes it gluten-free, which I really, really like. The macros on here are amazing. 3 grams fat, 24 carb, 1 protein, so this is perfect for a high carb day. Low fat and very high carb, which is really, really great. So these are clean. Again, they have like 5 ingredients in them, so I really recommend these. These are a favorite. I like this Bonafide bone broth, so I'm going to see if I can get a little bit closer to show you guys. So this is actually frozen, but I always recommend bone broth. If you need a good bone broth video, it is in the portal for all of you Fast Track to Fit ladies and Collective ladies. You can find all the info about all of my favorite bone broth, but this is the Bonafide. If you're looking for bone broth, I try to find one that's very congealed and not as liquidy. That just means that there's a lot more collagen in there, a lot more benefits, vitamins, minerals, things like that for you. But this is really great. Bone broth is really great to cook with. It's really great to, you know, have while you're fasting. It's not going to break your fast. So this is something that I really recommend to my clients, especially if you're new to intermittent fasting. And then I get a lot of questions about what bread I use for my sandwiches. So as you can see, lots of carbs here. Like there is no carb gone uneaten over here. So this is actually Canyon Bakehouse gluten-free bread. This is what it looks like. You find it in the freezer section at the grocery store. They actually have it at HEB now, which is our local grocery store. They have it at Whole Foods. It's very, very good. A lot of times gluten-free breads can be very dry and just hard to eat, and I absolutely, hands down, recommend the Canyon Bakehouse if you're trying to go gluten-free. I got some eggs, some pico de gallo for our Mexican night. I got some refried beans for Mexican night. These are also high carbs, so if you're new to carb cycling, or if you're new to counting your macros and things like that, and you see this and you're like, oh, they're fat-free, they're really great for me, and maybe you're like trying to do keto or something, don't add beans, because beans have a lot of carbohydrates in it, which is really great, but if you're trying to be keto, you don't want all that. I also really like these Quest bars. These are gluten-free as well, but I really like these on low carb day because they end up having like 4 grams net carbs, which is amazing. They taste really good. You can heat them up. It's kind of like a little fudgy snack. So that's the only flavor that the grocery store had. And then I just kind of got some veggies, some asparagus, some shredded lettuce for the tacos, jalapenos, some mushrooms for the Salisbury steak. And then, so for the Salisbury steak, you're going to see me make it tonight. If you want to follow me on Instagram, I usually post it on Instagram. But I actually got this gluten-free brown gravy. This is what it looks like. And it is from HEB, the local grocery store. So I'll show you guys how to make this on my stories. But I just thought it was really cool that they're making gluten-free gravy now, and it's so, so good. I also went ahead and got some taco seasoning, just some McCormick's. Very simple for my crock-pot chicken breast that I'm going to be making for the chicken tacos. Sometimes I'll make my own taco seasoning, but again, if you're just not feeling it, get the prepackaged stuff. That's totally okay. So I'm going to be doing a lot more in-depth info on going gluten-free and things like that in the collective group and on the Fast Track to Fit communities. So you can be on the lookout for that. If you guys have any other questions, or if you found this valuable, feel free to share it. Definitely want to, you know, share my grocery hauls with you guys. I feel like you guys really love it. And if there's anything else that you guys have questions about, just let me know. So now, this is going to be kind of awkward because my face is probably going to come really closely, but I'm going to leave it live.